Yo, making a tier list for Shape of Dreams essences. Why? I'm bored. It's Thursday, 2 a.m. Yeah, tier list time. Um, so, first one, Essence of Charcoal. A tier, always good. Why? Free damage, and it's really good damage actually. For EP characters, it's a solid extra damage. If you apply fire damage, it almost doubles its damage output. Procs of any other essences, yeah, it's overall really good. And on ED characters, it's nice chip damage. And can chain off of any other things for the ED characters. And if you have Vortex and Sulfur on one memory with Charcoal, it's just a really nice way to apply fire stacks and keep them consistent on bosses. So, really good. Next, Essence of Confidence. Deal extra damage to enemies that are nearby. Well, C tier, conditional, because you have to be pretty close to make it work. And not many characters want to be really close, they usually want to kite. The damage is really solid, but yeah, the condition is not for many characters, even for melee characters. It's only really good for spells that you get close up and personal. Yeah, but C tier, Essence of Efficiency, a solid S tier. A really good essence. Cooldown reduction is really good. It increases your overall DPS. And on top of that, with the Lucid Dream that reduces the effectiveness of the cooldown reduction, it just completely ignores it. So overall, it's super good. I will only replace it if I need specific 3 essences on my main memory, and if I do, I could put it on any other memory and it would still do a lot of work. So, a really good option. Essence of Guidance. It's pretty conditional, but overall really good essence. And the healing that it increases is nice, and on top of that it gives you a shield, and shields, I would say, are pretty important in this game, just because of, in later difficulties, like perma damage and overall it lets squishy characters not to get one-shotted. But yet again, it's pretty conditional because you have to have a right setup, but yeah, it's really good. Next, Essence of Vitality. I would put it in D tier for a filler. Yes, it increases the damage by quite a bit. It helps with biomes where you want to clear a lot of enemies, but on higher difficulties, that extra damage is not enough, and it only works if enemy has more than 70% or 60% health, I think. Well, that's a filler. If there's like an empty slot, it can just chill there for extra damage. Essence of Love. Sucks. It's horrible, even on characters that build a support playstyle or just in general. If you want to buff your summons, it sucks. Because the attack speed and move speed it provides is really shit. And on top of that, for some reason, you only get half of the benefit when you use it on yourself. Even if it didn't have that stupid condition where it only gives you half of the buffs that the love provides, it would be still pretty bad, just because of how poorly it scales. It gives such little attack speed and move speed. it just becomes green dust. And it's also really hard to trigger because on the characters that you want attack speed, you usually don't run around with heals or any shields and stuff. And yeah, even when I play more supportive character, don't use it. It's so bad. Essence of Quicksilver. So filler. Move speed is really important, but well, mm, it just doesn't do that much. It's possible to dodge anything without that move speed. I would say if you have troubles with dodging, you should use it more, even though it looks on paper like it does nothing, but it can help you a lot. But without it, it is possible to dodge anything until like you get cucked by RNG. But yeah, besides that, it's a filler. If you don't have anything, it's and even the move speed is not that much noticeable. A good source of move speed from any other compared to any other memories or essences, but yeah, it's a filler. Essence of Regeneration. Well, I would say it is filler, but at the same time it's kinda conditional. Because in the early game, it's really easy to find it. Nice source of healing. And there's one build that just helped, well, with the combination of guidance, you can just stack shields infinitely with it. It makes it really broken, but besides that, the regeneration is really small. And if you're playing a tankier character, or you just have a big health pool, the healing doesn't heal much, and yeah. It's yeah, I would say maybe it's D tier. Essence of Responsibility, F tier. The the damage is really low. For some reason, the damage is also divided among all enemies when you cast it, which it reduces the damage even further. And it has a 10-second cooldown. Why would you ever use it? There's the only good thing I see in this essence that it makes your memory name funny, but other than that, it's just really slow and doesn't do much, and it also takes 1.2 seconds to even do that damage. Usually, you just either kill an enemy within that time when you hit the empowered cast, or it just does like small amounts of damage. Essence of Sharpness. It's actually pretty good. It won't carry you the game. If you have a way to spam spells on EP casters, the damage actually gets pretty insane. Doesn't scale well, but it shoots 5 fire arrows, so that whenever you upgrade it, it multiplies that upgrade by 5 because it shoots 5 arrows. Can synergize with other things like charcoal, but yeah, it's a solid option, but not the one that will carry the game. Essence of Shatter. It's pretty situational, but in those situations where it works, where you have a really strong light damage spell, it can amplify the damage by quite a bit. Even though it has a 10-second cooldown, it can be mitigated with flow, but it only works on light spells. Yeah, but pretty solid option. So, Essence of Sulfur. Solid A. It does a lot for a common memory, not memory, essence. It converts your memory into fire damage, it increases that memory damage, and it increases your fire damage. Does so many things for a common memory, it's insane. And converting your memories into fire damage is really good because fire damage scales of enemy levels, so you don't even need to invest much. And yeah, solid A. Essence of Talc. Uh, Similar to Responsibility on the EP version. I'd say it's even better because it doesn't have a delay, but it's pretty useless overall. Doesn't do that much. Essence of Vengeance. It does damage when you take damage, and it also increases memories damage and healing whenever you take damage. But the condition is unreasonable compared to what you gain. Because, well, if you're running it on a squishy character, you don't really want to take any damage. In higher difficulties, you usually die from anything. And on tankier characters like Vesper, uh, there's other options. Um, yeah, F tier as well. Essence of the Void. It is pretty good actually. Unlike Responsibility that has a cooldown, it doesn't have any cooldown. It also applies dark damage, so it can enable you to do anything that requires dark damage. And later on, when you upgrade it, it can do a lot of damage by itself if you're a physical damage character. So yeah, pretty good. Essence of the Wind. It's really good. Attack speed just really looked for a lot of characters. Won't carry you the game, of course, because the late game it kind of falls off and there's better options to gain attack speed. But attack speed is, well, a really good stat, so yeah. Essence of Aftershock. So it gives armor, it does cold damage, but you have to be close to enemies to gain those stats, and it kind of is an annoying essence because if you cast it, it has a delay when it sends a shockwave, and if it doesn't hit any enemies, you lose all the armor you accumulated. It's pretty annoying to deal with, and then armor it gives, it's solid, but D tier, sadly. Essence of Blossoming. F tier reduces damage you deal with that memory by 70%, including the other essences that may proc, and for example charcoal and stuff. Healing, it's nice, but it never is that good compared to other healing options. Yeah, always just dismantle it, doesn't do that much. Clemency. Clemency, solid S. It's free lifesteal on any memory, and if that memory has essences that does damage, it also heals. So there's no conditions, just lifesteal, and sometimes it's the only healing source you have, and yeah, it's always good. And in some builds where you take damage to deal damage, it's even better, like Essence of Overload or Golden Explosion. Just carries the game by itself. It's really good. Essence of Crimson does quite a bit of damage, also gives healing, and on crit characters actually helps a lot with biomes, because for example with Lacerta, if you have a lot of crits, the explosion radius gets pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty good, but won't carry you the game. And well, no, actually, it's because the AoE scale up with crit, not many characters have crit, but it still gives you that bonus damage and healing without other conditions like crit. So, B tier. Essence of Direness. Well, it reduces memory cooldown by a lot, but the condition is you have to be low HP. Usually, you don't want to be low HP. And it's good to put on a spell that maybe can save you or heal you, but 90% of the time you want to run with full HP, and it's conditional, but at the same time it's hard to fulfill that condition. So it's kinda, I would even put it on F tier actually. Essence of Domination. It's really conditional, because you need crit to actually do bonus damage. At least you don't need to stack crit chance. If your character has a guaranteed crit, it also works. So it's free damage, but pretty conditional. Because, well, crit damage only works if you crit. Essence of Fangs. It reduces cooldowns, but only on every 4th attack. It also does some extra damage, not a lot. It's pretty... Well, it definitely won't carry you the game. There's not a single instance that it can be higher than B, but at the same time, I think it's even lower. Because I usually, when I get it, the cooldown reduction is nice. It's one of the best effects in general. There's other ways to get it, but it requires you to attack 4 times. And if you're playing a build that spams, it usually doesn't have time to attack to reduce cooldown. So yeah, and it doesn't work off memories that trigger attacks. Well, not attack effects, because it requires you to hit an enemy with your attacks, well, basic attacks 4 times. Yeah, that's pretty conditional. Essence of Fever. It does quite a bit of damage, but even when I'm running fire builds, it doesn't really shine that much. If I'm running 2 memories that do fire damage, I put it on, but if it's only 1 memory that does fire damage, it's usually not even worth. So I would say it's a filler. Essence of Flexibility. It reduces damage taken, but not by a lot. It only reduces the damage that is split over 4 seconds, not total damage. So it's kind of like a nothing burger. It's just there. It just reduces damage by just a tiny amount. It can help in situations where you have a lot of healing, but even then, if you get hit by Delusional, it won't save you. Essence of Insensitivity. It is actually... At the beginning I thought it's just a filler, but actually in some cases it's really good. If you have a dash that does a lot of damage, and it also plays fire damage. Yeah, putting it on a dash only makes it really good. Also on any squishy characters that don't want to get close, it's good for kiting. So yeah, that's that kinda. Essence of Insight. It's actually really good. It's like efficiency. There's a small condition of you having to cast that spell that is with Insight, but it does damage. It gives haste, almost the same amount as efficiency, but to all spells. Really good essence overall. Just the only downside compared to efficiency on higher difficulties, or the Lucid Dream that reduces memory haste efficiency, it kind of makes it worse, but it also Still has light damage, so if you're running elemental, it can really help you to stack it up. Yeah, it's really good. Essence of Inversion. It's pretty conditional because you rarely need to invert the elemental type of a memory. It also works on essences, but yeah, it's pretty rare when you need to. It increases memory damage, but it also increases the cooldown. So if you're not particularly want to invert the element, just having it reduces, not reduces, increases the cooldown. So it's well, it's something, I guess. I rarely see myself using it, but when it's needed, it can carry the game. Just rare when it happens. Essence of Metal. Essence of Metal. So it's really good in biomes. You can spam your spells. It scales really well. It's absolutely useless against bosses because not many bosses have ads that you can proc it. But if your character struggles in biomes, it can by itself carry you. So see, it's actually always good. Essence of the Giant. It's actually really good. It increases your health. Even on characters that have a small health pool, any health is good. And on top of that, it increases damage of your memory. It's just free damage, free health. Really good. Essence of Obsidian. It should have its own tier of how broken it is. Note this tier list, the tiers are not, well, the items inside the tiers are not ordered, but Essence of Obsidian, so good. It's the best essence in the game. Even though it scales off attack damage, even ability power characters love it. Because it reduces cooldown of a memory by a lot, and on physical characters it does a lot of damage as well, because you usually want to level it up. So it's an insane essence. And a lot of builds that I saw on Discord were like, oh, just take Obsidian from Deja Vu and you win the game. Yeah, it's good essence on anyone and can carry you the game. Wish it didn't exist, but goddamn it, it's so fucking good. Essence of Finality. It increases memory damage by a shit ton. Problem with it, you usually don't want to have any memories off cooldown for long, unless it's a utility memory, like Purgatory, where you can just heal up, but it doesn't increase the healing. It only increases the damage. So it kinda sucks. Even for ultimates in the late game, ultimates come off cooldown really fast, so you don't really want to keep them for like a special boss or something. I don't know. It's kind of like it's free damage, a lot of free damage, but the condition just sucks. So F tier. Essence of Opportunity. Speedrunners love it. I don't really like it. Whenever you cast a spell, just restore one dash charge, and can only trigger it once every 8 seconds. It's kind of another nothing burger kinda essence. Doesn't hurt to have it, but in some cases it can save you, but it's not that good. Essence of Overload. You either die or you destroy everything. If you have Clemency with Overload, the extra damage and healing it provides is really good. Just the little downside of losing 20% of your current health every time you cast a memory with it. A dangerous essence, but still solid in some builds. Essence of Pain. I would say it's B tier. Just free area damage, helps with biomes, and also helps you spread elemental effects when you need it. Essence of Predation. Solid ass. It increases damage to bosses and hunters. The main thing of the game is to kill the final boss, so the extra damage to bosses, really nice, scales really well. And also on top of that, if you find it early, it will give you a lot of attack damage and ability power. And you can also farm hunters with it. So yeah, pretty strong essence. Essence of Protection. It's always good. It gives you armor on cast and makes you unstoppable. Yeah, armor is great. Essence of Reflex. I would say it's better than Protection, but the problem with it's conditional of you needing to take damage, but it also has the benefit of applying cold damage. And if you're running Essence of Reflex with the constellation that reduces damage taken from enemies that have cold, it just makes you, well, not invulnerable, but you can tank a lot of hits with it. So it's pretty good. Essence of Thunder. It's also a B. A really easy way to apply light damage and some nice damage as well on top. Essence of Twilight. Boy, I hate it. Problem with it, well, the upside of it, it makes your basic attacks to apply dark damage, which can enable some things. But the problem with it, whenever a memory hits enemies that have dark damage that you applied, it consumes all the dark stacks and heals you for a pathetic amount. So it kind of loses the point of being a dark damage applier when it consumes it. So it's kind of whatever. There's better ways to apply dark damage. Essence of Umbra. A really conditional essence because it requires you having crit strike chance and your memory requires to deal dark damage to heal. So, but if you have both, it's really good. But at the same time, it has two conditions. They're separate conditions, gives two benefits, but still. Not anyone can run it, and it's Essence of Virtue, yet another C tier conditional. Just because it's nice to have extra stacks of an ability, but as I mentioned before, it's better to have your spells on cooldown all the time, because if you're not casting spells, you're not doing damage. But it can become an S tier if that memory has a line where it says whenever it gets off cooldown, it refreshes all stacks. That it's an S tier, but not everyone has it. Not every memory has this condition, effect. Apple of Discord. It's a fun essence, but it's it gives you random junk that you can cast multiple times. it never gives you anything that will make your build shine, but it's fun to have. And you know, if you're not playing the game for fun, what's the point? Even though it's absolutely trash, but it's fun trash. So if you have an empty slot, put it in, have fun, doom your allies with doom meteor thingy. Yeah, it's fun. Essence of Divine Fate. Solid death. Gives you damage, gives you extra healing, and gives you extra health. It gives you everything you need, except maybe haste and attack speed, but whatever. It gives you a lot. And it gives you a lot of that said a lot, so yeah, S tier, easy. So yeah, Essence of Embertail. Solid essence, won't carry you the game, let's per se. Maybe it can actually carry the game, because it allows you to apply fire damage really easily. If you're AP, it just makes that ricochet that it does more powerful, and if you're AD, you probably have a lot of attack speed, so you can apply it more often. And on top of that, for each enemy engulfed in flames, it makes that memory do more damage, more healing, and reduce cooldown. And also, it increases fire damage by 100%, so yeah, really good. Essence of Heart of Gold. I would say kinda F tier because, well, it takes your money away whenever you cast a spell to increase its damage. The main problem with it, when it comes at the late game, when you go to fight the final boss, you usually spend all your money at the shop anyway, so you don't have any money to use it to empower it, so it's kinda a paperweight, so yeah, just kinda bad. Essence of Paranoia. It's not that conditional because anyone can use it. It's really easy to find success with it. It gives you a lot of haste whenever you take damage, but you have to take damage to proc it. But at least you can damage yourself. Another downside with it, it can lock you in place because you're spamming at one memory that you are paranoid with. It can carry, but it's also really conditional. Well, let's say put him like in the middle of, like, let's put it in B tier. Essence of Perfection. In solid death, you don't really have to do anything. You don't even have to put it on a specific memory. It just gives you stats. And stats are great. Pure White. I'm still having troubles finding a good build for it. But on paper, it does a lot of damage. It basically mimics your spell, shoots 3 projectiles of light damage equal to the 20% or whatever you have of the initial damage. So if you really invest into it, it can quadruple your damage, but only every 10 seconds. So it's kind of a filler. Kinda D tier type of pure white essence. Eye of the Sun. Well, it's pretty bad. Even when you're running a fire build, it's nice that it applies extra burn stacks. It increases your fire damage by 100% as well as Embertail. But the active part of it, where it applies fire damage and does damage in general, has a 20-second cooldown. It's a really high cooldown, but if you have a slot, it's a filler, but usually it's usually doesn't do much. The fire damage is nice. Essence of suppressed arcane. It's well, one way to do damage to yourself, but it specifically won't do much besides dealing damage to yourself. Yes, it does like a little explosion and gives you barrier. Um, Pretty conditional. It enables paranoia really well, but well, not really. It kind of kills you if you use it with paranoia, but it enables reflex. That whenever you take damage, you do damage type things, but it's actually would move it to D tier. Essence of Abyss makes your memory apply attack effects. It scales poorly, but there are some situations where you can make it really broken with Obsidian. But yeah, again, Obsidian on itself is broken. But there are some fun builds to be made with Abyss. But yeah, conditional C tier. Essence of Accuracy. There's a condition that it requires you to be far away for it to work, but the damage it does is quite a lot. It scales really well. It's easy to increase your memory damage and other essences by 200% with a small investment. It just requires you to be far away from an enemy for it actually to work. So if it wasn't for that condition, it would be an easy S, but it's an A. Essence of Adventure. I mean, solid S. Without any investment, you just gain money and increase the quality of an essence for free. Essence of the Blade. It's absolutely useless against bosses, but it's really good in biomes on a spell that does AoE damage. Well, not AoE damage, but in general hits multiple targets. What's also really cool about it, that whenever you upgrade it, it increases its damage, and also it increases the amount of times it can trigger. So that's pretty good. Essence of Bleakness. It's pretty conditional because you need to apply well, slow or CC to an enemy to get the benefits. Yeah, but the benefits are pretty alright. It increases the damage, so yeah, it's pretty good. Essence of Blood. It is pretty bad. I mean, if you have a slot, you can have it just for extra healing. But it doesn't save you from death. If an enemy one-shots you, it won't work like a revive. It only triggers when you're low HP. And it's really annoying when you're running a build where you do damage to yourself and you get to the 40% HP threshold and you waste some essence quality for no reason. So it's kind of a filler. Essence of the Celestial. It's nice. It's a nice way to apply light damage, but 10-second cooldown. It's basically Starfall on a stick. It's better than Starfall, but it's not that good. Essence of Composure. One of the rare ways to get crit chance, but even on characters that do build crit builds, don't really use it that much, just because if character has guaranteed crits, it doesn't need crit chance. If you're playing Lacerta, it's better just to max your identity instead of composure. So it's pretty bad overall. Might actually put it in F tier, because yes, a lot of characters want crit, but I don't ever find myself using it. Essence of Contempt. It's pretty good actually. But is it A or B? It's somewhere in between. It does more damage the less health enemy has. Good for bosses, obviously, but yeah, I would say it's A tier. Essence of Dusk. A really nice way to apply dark damage on hit, way better than Twilight. Doesn't do that much damage, but yeah, the dark damage is nice. Essence of Flow. A really good essence. You don't require to do light damage on that memory that you have equipped on. Any light damage source reduces memory cooldown. Yeah, it's pretty good. Sometimes it can carry you the game, but you kinda have to invest a lot of light damage to actually carry a game with it. Essence of Frost. It's really good, but it requires you to do cold damage, and to it give you a substantial amount of health, you need to get it pretty early with a combination of a spammable cold damage. It's pretty tough to get enough health to justify it, but what's really good about it, you can stack health and then later dismantle it, and you will keep the health. So that's pretty cool. The damage is nothing special, but it's still free damage. Essence of Freezing. It's kinda shit. It's still nice that it applies cold damage, but the AoE is really small, and yeah, the damage is nothing. Just mainly used to apply cold damage. Essence of Ferocity. It is, I would say it's always good. I mean, not on ability power characters, but on attack damage characters, it gives you a percent increase in your total attack damage. And when you max it, the percent increases by quite a bit. So yeah, it's really good, and also it provides a small amount of healing. Not much, but it's mainly used for increasing the damage, the damage stat. Essence of Momentum. Solid death. It enables a lot of builds, and yeah, who doesn't like cooldown reduction on attack? Even before the game fully came out, when it was in demo, I thought it was the best memory in the game. But then they released Obsidian. It's even better, but yeah, but still, Essence of Momentum is really good. Essence of the Starry Sky. In some builds, it can definitely carry you the game, because it's the best attack speed source. It requires you to have dark damage, but it, well, it's not that hard. It's just a free shit ton of attack speed, and it scales insanely well. If you want to make a build that attacks a lot, yeah, it's pretty amazing. I would actually, now that I think of it, yeah, it's an S tier item. Essence of Panic. Whenever you take damage, grant memory 30 haste and move speed. Kinda shit, because you have to take damage, and benefit, well, it does what it says. Whenever you get hit, you run away faster, but Essence of Rejuvenation. So it's a discounted version of Clemency. It heals way more, but it has a 15-second cooldown, and that sucks. And also, I noticed whenever I play with it, if I cast a memory that does damage over time, it just sometimes doesn't work. It just works on the initial damage that it does. So kind of garbage. Essence of Ricochet. It's really good. Put it in it's A tier. It's like accuracy, but the difference is it doesn't have the downside that you have to be far away like accuracy, but it has a chance to work. So it has a chance to ricochet. It doesn't work always. That's kind of a downside, but it's still pretty good. Essence of Rigidity. It grants a well. If you have a cold spell that is spammable, you probably still don't want to run it. It's pretty terrible. The shield that it gives is really small, and on higher difficulties the shield just doesn't exist. Essence of Scorch. It's alright. It applies fire damage, which is always nice. And whenever you max it, it shoots more projectiles, not just the damage increases. It's like a better version of Essence of Sharpness, but it does a pretty similar thing. It compared to Sharpness, it does a little bit less damage, but it applies fire damage, which is always good. Essence of Shock is really interesting. It scales off ability power and critical strike chance. No one actually wants to stack both at the same time, but at least it opens a door for different characters using this essence. It's a really good way to apply light damage, works insanely well with flow, and if you're playing Lacerta with a lot of crit strike chance, it bounces quite a bit. So on Lacerta it's like a cool little strat if you want to reduce a cooldown of a memory, and if you don't have like Momentum Obsidian or something similar, you can use Shock and Flow to reduce your cooldowns constantly. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I would put it in yeah, A tier. Doesn't do that much damage though, but it has really good synergies with other essences. Essence of Snow. It periodically shoots cold projectiles, but it has a condition that you have to have a shield, and the rate of fire also scales of the size of the shield. A good thing, it gives a small shield just so it would work just by itself, and also it makes a lot of other cold synergies work well. It's a really good enabler for cold synergies. So, yeah, it's A tier, I would say. Essence of Vortex. I would say it's A tier. Doesn't do that much damage, but whenever you level it up, it shoots faster and increases its damage. It has really good fire synergy because you don't have to do anything. You just passively shoot fireballs at enemies and can trigger other essences. So yeah, it's A tier. Essence of Stillness. It's yeah, I would say it's a D tier because there's not many characters that would want to run it. If you're playing close range, the 5-second cooldown doesn't do that much. If you're playing long range, you don't want to be close to enemies. At least it applies light damage and stuns enemies for 2 seconds, so it has that. But yeah, D tier. Essence of Wealth. Put it in S tier. Because money equals power, and well, if you get it at the early game, this effect works on teammates. So if you proc it, everyone gets that bonus gold. So yeah, it's really good. Essence of the Wound. It's pretty situational, because you have to apply a spell and then attack enemies, but if you're playing a character that attacks, it usually goes for an AD build, and it scales off AP, so it's kinda... it's not even conditional, I would say it's filler. Essence of Eternal Flame. If you're running a fire build, it will carry you the game. Even if you don't, you probably still have some random fire damage sources. It scales exponentially, it's really good. So yeah, S tier. Glacial Core. I would say it's S tier, because it does cold damage, it gives you some passive healing. Overall, a really nice essence to have. So S tier. Essence of Last Starlight. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It has a 15-second cooldown to do anything. It applies light damage, but yeah, it's quite a bad essence overall. So D tier. And finally, Essence of Soul Prison. It's yeah, A tier. It doesn't do anything by itself, but it's kind of like a idiot insurance, where if you make a mistake, it can save you the whole run, but if you don't make any mistakes, congrats, and it won't do anything. But yeah, it's just nice to have. So yeah, that's the tier list. It's 3 AM. Neat. My headphones about to die. Yeah. That's it.